lighting her fire. Now they're both hoping I can extinguish some of their hot-button issues.
Divorce court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Harold Harris and Erica Harris. The two of you both named Harris, but you're not married. That's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear for everybody. Mr. Harris, you're 33, you're 35. You've been together for a year and a half, living together for 1 year. You have 5 children total.
Yes, ma'am.
You have 3 children total, but all of those are from previous relationships. You have no children together, correct? Mm-hmm. Mr. Harris, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here today?
Well, we're here today, Judge told us, because I'm having trust issues with Miss Erica here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love her a lot. When I first met her, you know, we kind of fell into a passionate love.
Right.
She was into a relationship with her ex when I first met her.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I wasn't trying to mess that relationship up or anything, but the passion and love we got from music, it kind of drew us together.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of came into a relationship, a very strong relationship, kind of happened really fast, really fell in love really hard. And when I fell head over heels for her, you know, they still was communicating because they had some things they had to handle with each other. And the communication kind of just scared me, like they had a real love. And now she kind of met me. We've been together for a year and a half. And it's like, sometimes
if you had a real love with him, and then met you,
and then met me,
that could happen to you.
Exactly. And it's not, we haven't been together 8 years. We haven't even got married yet. You know, they had a more
substantial relationship.
Exactly. And it scares me sometimes because of my past and what I've been through already, so. Yeah.
Very thoughtful. Ms. Harris, what do you have to say in response to his concerns?
I mean, I guess I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, my relationship with my ex was over, and he's the one that's got all the stuff going on.
What stuff does he have going on?
Where do I begin?
Anywhere.
Well, there was this one lady who he was talking to, but I didn't know he was talking to her. She just kept kind of appearing out of the blue.
Once you two were together?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We both do music, like he said, and he had a show coming up, and I was like, kind of helping promote the show. And at the venue, I left him alone in the VIP section, and he was back there just talking it up. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, I didn't think too much of it at first. And then a couple weeks later, I saw her parked out front of my house, taking him with her.
Did you go off somewhere with the woman in the VIP section?
I went off with her, I'm not gonna lie, I did, you know, but the reason I did go off with her because in that situation, like I said, it was early on. This was a couple months ago. This was like maybe 4 or 5 months into me getting to know Miss Harris or whatever.
Right.
So I still had trust issues with her. And I was feeling like, you know, I wake up, it'd be different days. I wake up, she on the phone with her ex, texting about some other stuff, and I might not agree with it. So, you know, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm tripping. I met this lady when she was in a relationship. I need to fall back. Let me dibble and dab over here. I know I might not have been wrong for that, but it was like, I was trying to convince myself, I don't need to be with her, man. She can go over here and get my mind right. But I came back, though. She left that part out.
You know, Mr. Harris, I like the way you think. I mean, how you got into the relationship, I'm not cool with that either, but I like to think, you know, let me fall back, let me honor that, let me think. You're not just, oh, I'm in love and doing whatever and think you had the right to do it. You question what you did at the very least, and I appreciate that.
Exactly.
This particular woman about whom you speak, did you have any encounters with her?
I did.
Tell me about that.
Because I was saying it's funny how he likes to use the fact that it was in the beginning, but I've run into her several times, well, a couple times after that, and the first time it was at a gas station, and this was many months after the first encounter, and I got a text from him a little bit later on because I didn't say anything to her, we didn't say anything to each other, and I got a text from him saying, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I be? And then when I get to pick him up from work, he was like, the girl, she told me that she saw you at the gas station. So I was like, oh, so y'all still communicating.
Are you still tapping on that a little bit while you with her?
I tapped out of it. I tapped into something that I believe is better for me. I just want her to realize that, you know, I tapped out of it. I mean, it was a coincidence, and I did look at it as maybe this is another sign. Why am I running into her? Maybe the Lord above is sending me a sign, hey, look, man, I'm make you run to this girl again because you need to get out this situation. Because she keep leaving out the fact that her and her ex are communicating on a daily basis because they had to go through whatever they got to go through to
get through to the end of it.
To end up what they got going on.
Speaking of that, I understand that the ex got the police involved on a couple of occasions with you. Please tell me what happened.
He called the police to the house. He found out I was at the house after he left or whatnot. But he found out I was at the house. The police come knocking on the door. I'm upstairs. She gonna answer the door. She come upstairs and say, hey, the police just came and said, is there an artist here named Hayes Malone selling weed out of the house? And I'm like, selling weed? Who did that? And like, my past is not the best past.
Right.
But I've grew from that, and I've changed as a man. I'm trying to become a better man. So it's like, you fall in love with somebody, you want to be with them, and then it's like, bam, I already feel wrong because of the other situation.
Right.
And he's bringing this, like, it's all these different signs telling me, man, is this right? All this negativity, all this drama. I'm trying to get away from this.
I got you. I got you. I understand about her ex, but I also understand that when you were out there running and gunning in the streets, you produced a number of lives. Oh, and that has caused a lot of baby mama drama, and I want to know about that now. Did she know you had a woman in the house?
Oh, yeah, she knew about it. They all...
And did she drop you off with the liquor and the food and just ride on?
Just ride on. Just ride on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it that deep out there these days? On Divorce Court, people share the most intimate details of their lives. Join the conversation and share your experiences on our Facebook page and on our Twitter page @DivorceCourt. See how other couples deal with their relationship issues. The discussion can get heated. Don't miss it. So, Ms. Harris, why don't you give me a couple of stories about how his baby mamas makes your life difficult?
Whew. Well, one of them, she just appeared out of the blue because she apparently has a new person in her life and she wants to raise the child with him. So he's not really a big part of the child's life. And so she just appeared out of the blue one day, to my knowledge. And she was like, oh, let's go have crab legs. Let's go out to eat. So being that him and I were like friends at first, we were not, you know, we didn't jump right into a relationship. When he told me that she wanted to buy food for him, he posed it to me like, I'm gonna have my baby mom bring us some food. So I said,
it's an interesting approach.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, okay, whatever. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see the child as well. That's what I'm thinking. So she gets there, no baby in the car, and he brings the food in the house, and then he goes outside. Next thing I know, I hear skirt. The car's gone with him in it. Explain
that logic to me, Mr. Harris.
It's okay, first of all, the only reason that I told her to bring some food over there because that was one of our rough days. She didn't explain that part. You know, I was hungry, and I know she was hungry. So I'm like, okay, I know baby mama, you know, my baby mamas, they still got a liking into me because they always wanted to, they seen something in me when I didn't see nothing in myself. So if they see me growing, it's like, they like, yo.
They're still attached to you a little bit. They still like you. They still care for you.
Exactly.
And
I may be wrong for saying, you know what, I know they feel like that, so I know I can get her to buy me something to eat. I know I can get her to run me over here when she's not acting right. Or I feel like she's not acting right. But
can I say this?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to.
Yes, ma'am.
It's one thing to have a baby with a woman and not be with her. It's another thing to keep stabbing her in the heart every time you want something by throwing out the possibility that you might get back with her.
Right.
Because every time you stab her in the heart, she's bleeding, and she's bleeding all over your kid.
That's right. That's real.
Keep that in mind next time you want to reach out to an ex you know got feelings because you want something small from her. That's a big hurt, but go ahead.
On that particular day, I just wanted...
You were hungry.
I was hungry, you know, and I knew she was hungry. And she wasn't complaining when she was turning. She only left me like, how many clusters? Like maybe 2 or 3 clusters? It was like 1 leg left for me when I got back to the house. And the only reason I left is because I wanted to get something to drink. You know, I was like, man, I got the crab legs, you know. I want some drink, you know, I want some liquor, I want some, you know, whatever.
So you got her to buy you liquor too?
Man, buying liquor, buying food, you know, but...
Did she know you had a woman in the house?
Oh, yeah, she knew about it. They all...
And did she drop you off with the liquor and the food and just ride on?
Just ride on. Just ride on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it that deep out there these days?
Yeah, it's deep. And that's the thing about it, like, I don't agree with it. But if it's like, I have a problem with, if it's that easy, I'm still battling with, like, no, it's not right. Just because I can do it don't mean I need to do it. But it'd be hard battling that, especially if we just got in an argument or something and I know she hit the line, it's like...
Can I help you with that, maybe, with an analogy?
Yes, ma'am.
You got an old lady, 87. Just got her Social Security in her purse. It's easy to push her over and take that money.
That's right.
But that's wrong.
It's wrong.
And you wouldn't do that, would you?
No, I wouldn't do that. She 87, I ain't gonna do that. I mean, no matter what her age is, I ain't gonna do it.
You gotta have some absolutes.
That's right.
And you ever say, every time you injure a mother, you injure the children of that mother, and that's your child. So ask yourself, am I ready to injure my kids over this liquor?
That's right. That's right.
Phrase it to yourself like that. I want to go on to another baby mama so we can figure out all the drama that we are going through.
And it was like a split screen picture of me and, you know, the dog from Never Ending Story?
Oh.
The flying dog. And she was like, that's what she looks like or whatever.
Did you make contact?
We did.
Would you start a serious relationship with someone who had multiple children with multiple partners? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court. Today's question sponsored by... I want to hear one more baby mama drama story, and then I want to move on to social media. Well, so why don't you tell me one more story that'll curl my hair?
Well, another one of his children's mothers needed a birth certificate for the child. And so they needed me to take them because she doesn't have a car. And so we take her down there. Well, we met her down there, actually. And they're in there trying to get the birth certificate, and about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes later of me just sitting in the car waiting on them, they come out and she's like, can I borrow $20 to get the birth certificate?
From you?
Yeah. And I was just like, okay. So I let her borrow the $20. And then she goes in there to get the birth certificate, and then she's like, oh, well, we gotta go back to the hospital because I didn't do something right with the paperwork, so now we gotta go all the way to Atlanta because we gotta go back to the hospital, and we're there for another hour. I'm sitting in the car because I'm letting them handle their business, and it was just a
weird.
lot. It was no thank yous, no nothing.
Yeah, I understand it. Another one of his exes insults you on social media. What is she saying about you? And how is that? Are you going back and forth with it?
We did, I'm not gonna lie, for a second, because at first she thought that we didn't know it was her.
What kind of things was she saying?
First, him and I, we did like a live video and to one of his songs, and somebody posted up there and said, that LV chick is ugly. But the picture of the person was a man. So we were just like, no, I don't think a man said something like that. Even if I was, I just didn't think a man would say something like that. So we thought it was weird, but then as time went on, we started seeing even more stuff because he has more than one page. So we went on his other page, and this same person actually posted like a split screen picture of me on his page. And it was like a split screen picture of me and, you know, the dog from Never Ending Story?
Oh.
The flying dog. And she was like, that's what she looks like or whatever. So it was just like...
So did you make contact?
We did. So he called her, and he was like, he didn't ask her. He was just like, I know you did this and da-da-da-da. And she just busted out laughing. And we knew it was her then.
Right.
So once we found out that it was her, because she never really necessarily admitted it, but she was kind of saying things like, well, don't you think she does look like her? And, you know, stuff like that. So
let me say this to you. Number one, the fact that you called her and not her was a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was an intelligent and mature thing.
I love her.
The better thing is don't contact her at all. Because it's no fun if they don't upset you.
Yeah.
Her whole point was to disturb your house.
Right.
And if you don't call, you delete it or you laugh at it or say, oh, look a little like the dog. I mean, that'll just kill us. You know what I mean? You can't upset you. That's a universal karmic win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, what do you want from me?
I need education on love and relationship. You know, I got all these different baby mamas because I've always dibbled and dabbled in it, always been a player type.
And you trying to make a transition to another kind of dude.
But it's not forced. I met someone and
I got it. You just want to know how to get it done. You're in love, how to get it done. But you're also hesitant to marry him. And I want to talk about that. And at home, then and only then would you ever procreate. But until then, you give each other time to watch what you're going to do, what you're going to say, how you're going to deal with these other babies' mamas over there. There's no rush for anything. You can watch and time. Temperament. You should have a relational state of mind. In other words, it's you and me versus them.
Right. Mm.
And it's not ever, she did this, so I'm going to do that. It's never, I need this, and I know someone else loves me, so let me pull out that. All of everything, the love and attention is between the two of you, and you have to see the world as other, and that your union is sacred, like a temple. Mm-hmm. Temperament. Don't get excited. You know, those women are so much a piece of history that anything they say don't matter.
Right.
Right.
Because you're so far past that.
Right.
You're so deeply in love. You're so, oh, she thinks I look like a dog. Put a bunch of laughy emojis and keep moving. Mm-hmm. Or don't do anything at all. But that's temperament. That's a grown state of mind and growth. You got to be headed someplace, both of you. And not just to the altar. You've got to be headed someplace educationally, financially, professionally. And you both have to know where you want to go, how you're going to get it, and how the other one plays into those places you want to be. Time, temperament, and growth. That's what I got for you. You good?
Yes, ma'am.
This matter is adjourned.
Thank you.
What are the next steps now moving forward after we leave here today?
I think, like the judge said, we're going to take more time to get to know each other even better, and then possibly marriage one day.
Just
Maybe more kids, but not anytime soon?
Yeah. No time soon.
No time soon.
So you're confident this is the woman for you? You're confident?
Oh, this the one. This the one.